Hello, everyone. My name is Yongkang here. Today, let me walk you through how to enable container backups on OpenShift in about 3 minutes. So first of all, why we need container backups? So there are a couple of reasons. I only listed a few here. So the data is end user's responsibilities, even you're running in the cloud. So secondly, there might be accidental deletion of some of the objects or resources. Could be malicious attack, could be cyber attacks, cause some of your data or resources is gone. And the third typical use case is you might want to move the containers between production and the test dev environment, or you might want to move from two different clusters. You want to move from on-premise to the cloud, or maybe from one cloud to another cloud. So that container migration and portability made easier with the right backup tools. So last but not least, I included here the regulation requirements, or could be compliance requirements. So what are the typical backup tools available for backing up the containers running on OpenShift? So there is a couple of products are listed here. So first of all, Velero is the #1 free open source backup tool. Secondly, Kasten is the commercial #1 Kubernetes backup tool. And followed by Portworx. They also claim that they are #1 Kubernetes storage tool. But in the meantime, they also do backup application mobility, etc. So on the bottom of the screen, I listed here, that's OADP operator by Red Hat or by Conveyor. So both of these are actually, behind the scene are using Velero. So OADP, that's OpenShift API for data production. It's one of the operators you can deploy easily from OpenShift Web Console. I'm going to show you later. So since I'm pretty familiar to Kasten, I will show you how to use Kasten to enable the container backups in about 3 minutes. So if you're interested, there are multiple other tools. One of the tools I just tried yesterday, Cloud Casa. Yeah, feel free to try any one of the tools. And let's continue. When I talk about 3 minutes enable container backups, it's not just for OpenShift. It does cover a variety of different Kubernetes distributions. Here, I just listed a few the previous recorded videos. Okay, today we are focusing on OpenShift. Let me give you an example. If I have an OpenShift cluster up and running, seriously, you only need about 3 minutes to enable the container backups. On the screen, as you can see on the top, how to enable OpenShift container backup in 3 minutes. On the bottom of the screen, how to enable container backup on ROSA in about 3 minutes. The idea here is I created automation. It's available from my GitHub page. All you need to do is, first of all, you need to prepare the environment. That's where you clone the repository, and then you run I use IBM Cloud as an example, OpenShift running on IBM Cloud. So you prepare the environment. If you're running from other cloud, it could be AWS or Azure. Yeah, similarly, I also have the automation scripts available. So the single one command, magic command, it's called K8SUG. So with this command, we're going to complete all of the tasks listed below. So let me actually jump to the VS Code to show you how it works. So I got my VS Code here. If I do a get node list, you can see I have a 4-node cluster running on IBM Cloud. It's running the latest version actually, 1.23. It is based on Kubernetes 1.23 in OpenShift version 4.10. Okay, so now I already cloned the repository. I'm actually already run the preparation task. All I need to do is just run K8SUG. So while I'm running the job, let me come back to the slide just to show you what we are doing here right now is we just kick off the command K8SUG. We're going to install Kasten K10 we're going to create the S3 location profile. In this case, I was using IBM Cloud object storage. I also deploy a sample database and configure the backup policy, followed by run the on-demand backup jobs. All of these typically completed in about 3 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Before I come back to the VS Code window, let me just walk you through a few. What are the typical use cases? Why we need the backup? The backup is more about for your restore in case something happens. You might want to do the full restore. You might want to do granular restore. You might want to clone to a new environment. You might want to do the migration from on-premise to the public cloud, or could be from a different Kubernetes distribution, or maybe you want to migrate the container across different cloud providers. Or it could be you want to just simplify the upgrade and maintenance. So by now, let's see how it goes. I'm going to switch to the cloud, not cloud shell. Yeah, technically you can run from a cloud shell as well. Yeah, right now I'm actually running from my VS Code. Yeah, as long as you have the command line tools installed, you can access the cluster. That's all good. So while we're talking here, you can see the command has been finished successfully. Towards the end, you can see how long it takes, 1.5 minutes. We already complete the deployment. And what's deployed here? Yeah, this time I'm actually deploying a MongoDB. And also custom K8 deployed, policy created, on-demand backup jobs also kicked off. So how to access the web console? You can click the link, or you might want to copy, you know, if you want to open to a different tab. So you copy the link. I'm going to switch to a different browser. Let me paste the link here. And you will be asked to provide the token to access the web console. So come back to VS Code, copy the token here, and then paste here, click sign in. So now it takes you to the full screen. Welcome to Kasten K8. You need to provide your email address, your company name, accept the terms, and then it will be presented to you the very easy to simple to use dashboard. You got 62 applications here. You got one backup policy already configured, and your backup job is actually already kicked off. So if I click the job details, you can see my backup jobs are already running. If I click the backup job details, you can see on the right-hand side, we discovered all of these Kubernetes resource objects. Okay, when it comes to recover, we allow you to select the individual resource and do the recovery. Okay, once the snapshot job finish, we will make another copy, send to the object storage. By the way, where we are configuring the object storage, it's under the settings. So if I click the settings here, you can see here is my object storage location. So I was using generic S3. It is running from IBM Cloud. It is running from Sydney region. This is my bucket name. This is my endpoint. Okay, come back to the dashboard. You can see the job almost finished. While we're running the job, let me come back to the slide deck to show you the typical use case, specifically for OpenShift. It allows you to simplify the migration. You might want to, let's say on the left-hand side, you're running OpenShift container platform. It's running from your on-premises environment. You're running PostgreSQL database together with all of the related spec artifacts or resources. You might be using OpenShift Data Foundation. And the Kasten K8 installed in the separate namespace. At the moment it was installed, it will talk to the Kubernetes API server to discover all of these Kubernetes resources. And then we will take a snapshot here, including your application configuration and also data. So now we also allow you to send another copy to the external object storage. Can be from any one of the public cloud or on-premise S3 or NFS storage. Now the beauty here is when I want to move from on-premise to could be ROSA from AWS, or could be ROKS from IBM Cloud, could be AR cluster from Azure Cloud. You can easily do an import. And after the import finish, you do the restore. So my whole application, including all these, spec artifacts, will be restored to the, target cluster. It can be running different version actually. So it makes life a lot easier when customer want to move from on-premise to the cloud. And another example is sometimes, customer might want to move the containers from other Kubernetes distribution to OpenShift. I give you an example. The customer running 1.20, running from VMware Tanzu. But because of a Broadcom acquisition, there is uncertainty. Yeah, customer want to, switch to OpenShift. And same thing, you do the snapshot, you do the export to object storage, do the import from my target cluster. And then once the restore finish, your PostgreSQL, the namespace application will be restored to my target cluster. Remember 1.20 source cluster, my target cluster, it is running 4.10. That is based on the Kubernetes, which version? That's 1.23. Okay, so there are 3 different versions, versions in between. Okay, it does allow you to skip a version to the migration, to the upgrade. So one final use case is for some customers, OpenShift customers, they are still running very old version, like a 3.11. It is pretty tough. If you want to do the upgrade, do the maintenance, in-place upgrade, there are a lot of challenges. So use the same way, do the snapshot, do the export, do the import, do the restore. I tried from one of the largest bank earlier. It only take about 3 minutes for one of the application. Let's say MySQL application, in about 3 minutes, the application will be moved from 3.11 to 4.x. In this case, I was using 4.7. So by now, let me come back to the slide deck, to the web console. As you can see, the job completed successfully. You can immediately do the restore, do different restore. You might want to try full restore in place. You might want to do granular restore of individual spec artifacts. Maybe some of the deleted secrets, the config maps, services, the service account. Any one of the objects missing will cause some issues. So allow you to do the granular restore. And the other thing is you might want to clone to a new namespace from a different cluster or the same cluster. So for today's session, I'm not going to show you how to do the restore, but I'm going to share with you. You can easily follow my self-paced lab guide to complete the restore test cases. So I put together here, and there is a lab guide. Yeah, multiple pages to show you step by step how to do the full restore, granular restore, or clone to a new namespace. When to use the lab guide, you might want to do a custom to show customer how it works. You might want to give your partner a demo how it works, or you might just want to for your personal learning. So how to get access? Yeah, you don't need to pay anything. You just clone my GitHub repository, and then you follow the lab guide. You can complete the whole testing about the restore. But here's a question. I don't have an OpenShift cluster. Yeah, how I can complete the lab? So there are a couple options. If you do have the access to any one of the public cloud listed here, so I got the YouTube video recorded here to walk you through step by step how to create an OpenShift Kubernetes cluster on IBM Cloud, short as ROKS, Red Hat OpenShift Kubernetes service. Or you might want to create a ROSA, Red Hat OpenShift service on AWS Cloud. So that's ROSA, and ARO, that's Azure Red Hat OpenShift. Yeah, that's the third link here, aro.yongkang.cloud. Yeah, it's a step by step, and it is actually fully automated. It only takes about 40 minutes. You can automate the whole ARO cluster creation and the protection. The first one on IBM Cloud also fully automated. One command, 45 minutes, you can spin up the whole environment. Not only with the cluster running, also have the custom K10 deployed, backup policy all configured. The last one, it is also very interesting. if you really have this advanced partners, you can request a free lab access via the RHPDS. I got the documentation here, RH Partner Center, rhpc.yongkang.cloud. It walk you through how to request the access. But first of all, you need to be an advanced partner. So for today, I'm not going to walk you through step by step, but you got the link here. You can try by yourself. And it's just including a few commonly used commands here, how to check the port status, how to check the namespace, how to check the logs of the kind of thing. So last but not least, just to including you a few reference links. My automation code all available from GitHub, the documentation page, and you can try it, complete the free learning. And after you complete the free learning, you will get all these, popular, I love the, digital badges here, Kubernetes digital badges here. You might be interested to join Kubernetes user group or the data management user group. Okay, the bottom of the screen is the Kubernetes group chat. It's a Telegram group chat. Feel free to join us. I love automation. Here's a few, automation, fully automated OpenShift container platform on IBM Cloud, ARO on Azure Cloud, and also how to automate EKS, how to automate, GKE, Azure Kubernetes Service, or Alibaba Cloud ACK. So that's all I want to cover for today. And thank you very much. I hope it is useful to you. Feel free to provide us any feedback, any comments. So I forgot to mention, once you've done all of these testing, you actually, if you want to come back to the Cloud Shell or VS Code, you just run K10-destroy. We will remove the Kasten K10. All of the Kasten services and the related objects will be removed, and all the testing databases applications also will be removed. I'm going to remove this right now. Again, thanks a lot for follow me to watch how to enable container backups. I hope it is useful to you. Thank you once again. Have a good one.